Uh, yeah, it's me back again for more of whatever the hell this is. Honestly, these days I don't even know. Is it voice training? Is it a place for me to gripe? Is it just a fancy blog? I don't know. Do I have a script? No. Do I know what I want to talk about? Barely. So, I don't know. A lot of times I just have no idea what the fuck I'm going to talk about until I'm right here, and then I babble and I stumble over words, and I got no idea what the fuck I'm going to talk about or what I am talking about, and I just wind up wasting your time. That's probably going to happen here too because that's just the way it is for me. So yeah, over the weekend I wound up producing two videos actually. Realized that they were a little too whiny in hindsight, so I moved them from public to unlisted. So don't know if I'll ever change it back again, but we'll see. Um, yeah, so apparently I can't. I don't know how to state a deck. Yeah, totally random way to start off, but yeah. So it was about a month ago, maybe a little more now. I started to notice that there were some strips coming up, or that had come out of one of the boards on my deck. You know, story there. For those who don't know, a year and a half ago, I was ordered by the HOA to replace the deck. Last spring, I did that. It was the end of April when the handyman I hired did the job. Took him one afternoon to do it. And wouldn't you know it, right on cue. I'm trying not to show her butthole to anyone, but we'll see. Anyway, so the handyman comes by, does the installation. I get the scrap hauled away. Everything looks good. Barely 2 weeks later, I get another letter from the HOA telling me that I had less than 90 days to get the deck stained. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but conventional wisdom is that for new deck work, when you replace the boards, when you install new boards, you're supposed to give it a minimum of a half a year, ideally a full year, before you take to staining, because the boards need to cure. Okay, so by the wording of the letter I got, I had, this was the middle of May when I got the letter, so I had May, June, July, and the end of July it was the due date. So I basically had like 75 days to get it done. Now, how the hell does that equate to enough time for a deck to cure? It doesn't. I mean, I went to the HOA board meeting in the beginning of July because our HOA is so fucked up that they've got a policy that the HOA board members are not to be disturbed for any reason whatsoever outside of the monthly board meeting. If you have an issue, take it up at that time. Otherwise, fuck off. And it's always held on a Tuesday late afternoon, right before I have to go to work. So if I go, I risk being late for work. Anyway, I went over there, and prior to this, I actually, my neighbor got in contact with one of the older board members, and she came over, she looked at the deck, And she had a handwritten letter for me saying, no, you need to let this cure. Don't worry about it. So I brought that letter with me to the next board meeting, and I explained that, yeah, these boards need more time to cure. Even showed them the board president the letter. Unfortunately, this board member was not yet present at the meeting to vouch for me in person. She arrived about 10 minutes later, but anyway, the HOA board just told me to go, basically just to fuck off, because the boards were small, so they should be able to cure right away. Well, last weekend in July, I went ahead and put down the first coat of stain. I thought it took reasonably well. Had to go back to work the following days, so I couldn't get the second coat down until about a week later. So I got both coats down. It looked good. It really did. It kept getting dirty from from all the dust and shit in the air, but yeah, it looked great. I took pictures. It looked fine. Well, now I've got these strips that are coming up off about half the boards right now so far. And it just shows me that, no, that stain did not take. That stain sat on the surface of the boards, didn't soak in whatsoever. So, yeah, what the hell? Clearly, they did not have enough time to finish curing so they could accept new moisture from the stain. Now, that's my understanding of it. Either way, I mean, they haven't sent me a letter on that yet to say I gotta restain everything, but I'll anticipate that within the next month or two. So, anyway, I'm anticipating having to go out and buy another gallon of stain, go through that shit fest again, get some stripper so I can strip the old stain off and start over again. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Or so I just take the easy way out and hire someone. In this case, I really don't give a shit. I mean, I'm at the point where, maybe I'll just go ahead and spend a couple $100 to hire a professional painting service, or I don't even know who does it. If it's painting services, they'll do that. If there's, I don't know, what field to look in as far as specialists in that regard. So there's that. I also got a letter from the HOA a few weeks ago telling me that I need to restain my, I'm quoting this here, your privacy fence west needs stain. Okay, the fuck does that mean? Because I got a couple issues there. Issue one, are they referring to a privacy fence that is facing east or west, or the one that is on the east or west side? Because I'm sharing these privacy fences on both sides with neighbors. So they have one side, I have one side. So which one are you talking about? The one over here or the one over here? Either way, they're wrong. Because we don't have privacy fences that face east or west. They face north and south. It's like, okay, so they face this way and this way. Well, in the morning, the sun is coming up from over there. So how in the fuck is that is you get what I'm saying, right? So yeah, there's that. And again, they're giving me until the end of July to get that done. So another pain in the ass I gotta deal with. Yeah. I was surprised Trish didn't stay up here that long. Last time I tried doing one of these, she was all over me for a good 10 minutes. Kind of disappointed this time. Yeah, so, yeah, yesterday was Mother's Day. And as expected, I totally dropped the ball. Didn't call my mom, didn't send a text or anything, just kind of forgot to do anything. I know it probably makes me look like an ungrateful offspring, but I'm always so exhausted on my work days that I can never do anything anyway. I mean, even doing this is a stretch. So, my bad. But at the same time, God, I don't know, I'm sore. But at the same time, even if I had gone in on anything and picked out a gift or anything of material value, I'd just be overshadowed anyway. And then in less than a week here, it's her birthday. And once again, I can buy presents, I can give her whatever, but I'm always going to be overshadowed by the other siblings because, well, guess what? They got money. They can afford the fancy shit. Particularly the oldest, the sister, one who pulls in six figures. I don't know what the others pull in, but I know that they're doing well enough in each of their cases. But here I am, I'm just a single income household trying to hold everything together, and why do I bother sometimes, I'm basically the adult equivalent of macaroni pictures at this point. I mean, this time I did go to kind of a goofy route, with her gift ideas. I was trying to think of something practical that she could use, and I came up with some popcorn varieties, and actually, the one I don't know if she's gonna appreciate or not. It's a mug, with a straw and everything, for water. But the twist to it is in the cover, in the cap, there's a compartment that you can put fruit inside, so you can kind of diffuse your water into a fruit juice using natural flavors. So, yeah, I mean, she's always carrying around her watered mugs, and so I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna try it. It's kind of tough doing gifts when she's living in this assisted living place with not a lot of extra room. So you gotta think about that. You gotta think about, okay, what can she use, and that's really all I could come up with. Yeah, I'm tired. I also took progesterone, and I took my sleeping gummies, my hemp gummies. I took those about maybe 20 minutes ago, so I'm liable to not have a lot of not much time left. But sometimes that's probably a good thing. Funny, I mean, really, really funny. I think about this with the siblings, and yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that in the hierarchy of my family, I'd be what they would call the dumb one. And I'm just gonna come out there and say it, just matter of fact. But that's really all I see myself as anyway. I mean, here I am. I mean, yeah, I got 126 IQ, but can't really do anything with it because I can't debate to save a life. I can barely talk most days. I have a nasty stutter, speech impediments, have trouble with the letter S. I have trouble with recalling specific details in conversation. It's just like, okay, well, you can talk to my sister. She's so articulate in everything she says. I got an older brother, actually multiple older brothers that they can just pull up stats and whatever data they want to support their arguments with no hesitation, because they saw a random study at one point that they glossed through and sure it sticks. Meanwhile, here I am. I could read a newspaper article, front to back, multiple times. Then 10 minutes later, I can't tell you any specific details about it. I can give you the general gist of it, but I can't tell you, what is said about the the price of tomatoes in Iowa. I'm just like, well, that's great. So, and of course, there's the part where, as you're hearing now, I got pause. I got to stop and think about what I'm going to say before I say it, and hope that I don't wind up just spewing verbal diarrhea because I can't do the continuous uh, information recall and divulge, dispersal, simultaneously, like so many other like neurotypical people can, because yeah, I queue information up, I say what I gotta say, and rinse and repeat. I don't update in real time. Sucks, because it really does give the impression that I'm mentally deficient. And yeah, sure, I did well enough in school back in those days, but I never did make it to be better than an AB student. So good, but never great, that kind of thing. But yeah, I look and see myself as the dumb one, the embarrassment, the failure of the family, because I've accomplished nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna bitch and complain a little bit here, so bear with me. It's like, it's been what 24 years since my graduation, and nothing on the show for it really. And I got a condo that I can't even keep up the maintenance on because I never learned anything about it. And every time I try, I just get so overwhelmed by the information not making sense to me that I throw in the towel and say fuck it, because I can't follow the directions on YouTube instructional videos or instruction manuals that come with tools, or uh, DIY furniture, shit like that. Just and of course there's the way I speak, so I'm just like, okay, well. And then you listen to me drone on and on, and you probably think that because I stop and stutter and have to pick and choose my words carefully, and I don't speak at a pace that you would, because well, it's not how my brain works. So you're gonna think I'm slow. You're gonna think that I'm stupid. You're gonna think I'm, to use an archaic term, retarded, because I can't hold a conversation the way that most of you can. And if you try to cut me off, interrupt me, and stop me in the middle of something, I'm just going to shut down completely and disengage from the conversation altogether, because what's the point of me staying in a conversation if all I'm going to get is talked over and shut out? I mean, I don't know. It's like I get this from family, I get it from friends, I get it from basically everybody. Where it's like, whatever I have to say just doesn't matter. It's not important enough to listen to. Probably because I don't speak loudly enough for them to want to listen. But I mean, it happens more often than not where I'll be trying to convey a point or relay some information relevant to whatever's going on, or even telling a story of my own life. I'll just get cut off, just within the first 5 seconds of whatever I need to say, and then I can never get back in to get a word in edgewise, because I don't have the vocal command, the force and the volume behind my voice to override them. So I'm just like, that's why I don't really talk much anymore. I mean, when I was young, I just didn't talk much because I was shy. But as I got older, I tried to assert myself, and what do I get for it? I just get talked down, talked over, drowned out by everyone else. So there I am. Oh, my eyes are tired. Sorry. Keep thinking back. It's been, what's the date? May 12th? So it'll be 3 days from now, will be the 5th anniversary of the last time I spoke to my father. The last exchange we ever had was when I left. He has cancer diagnosis and decided to end his life at home. So he did really well for most of it, but there was a point on his final night. He had fallen asleep. I was sitting up in the living room with Mom and my oldest brother. and he wakes up in a panic, just full on panic. Calls out, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I I don't know how to respond to that. Fortunately, Jeff was around, and he he talked him down and described who all was there, and what the time was, what the living room situation was, who all was up there. Yeah, that calmed him down. That recentered him. But I was getting ready to leave. Like I was like 2 minutes away from going out the door when that happened, and I wound up sticking around another half hour or so after he calmed down, and just to make sure that everything was gonna be okay. But I get up to leave, and yeah, I I go tell him, fuck. This is why I shouldn't be doing these. So I get up and go talk to him, to say goodnight. That I'm about to leave. I'm just like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Because I'd be going over there every day. I mean, at the time I only worked 2 days a week because circumstances. But I was over there 5 days a week. Otherwise, I was over there every day from mid to late morning until evening. So I get up and I get to the door and I call out to him that I'll see him tomorrow. And his response to that was, "If I'm still here." And I dismissively waved him off because he had held on so well, so long, and so much longer than they anticipated. That I figured, one more day, yeah, he's got this. Well, yeah. 10 hours later, I get the call. He's gone. I mean, if I'm still here, I didn't take him seriously. Next day, he's gone. So it just goes to show how fucking cruel life can be sometimes. You think everything's gonna be all right, but then poof, gone. Oh, you thought you get a couple more days out of it? Nope, nope, he's gone. But goddamn, so they told him that they told us on the week of Easter that year. That happened to be what was it, the last week of April, I think it was, second to last maybe. Anyway, they told him they gave him a week at that point. I mean, it was pancreatic cancer, stage 4. So they gave him a week. Stubborn bastard made it 3.5. So, if that tells you anything about the stubbornness of my family. Can't even die according to people's expectations. Oh dear God, why did I go off on that tangent? I don't know. But there it was. Still, it's been 5 years since he passed, and I so often I'll find myself wondering, would he be okay with me as I am right now? Honestly, I don't think he would. I mean, hell, I know the bulk of my family isn't okay with me being as I am. So why would he? I mean, he was so devoted to his faith, his religion, that if it was in the Bible, he just took it as unquestionable truth. And if anybody interpreted it a certain way, then that had to be it. There was no gray area when it came to the Bible, and unfortunately, people will lump people like me in with the sexually impure because, well, why not, right? And this is where a lot of the tension in a lot of the trouble with my family relationships is from anymore, is because I wanted to believe that they were going to be okay with me. I really did. But the more time passes, the more I realize that at best they're just tolerating me. It's tolerance. It's not acceptance. It's not encouragement. It's just they put up with me because I'm related. And that's really all there is to it. And it's based on that whole aspect of things that when the time comes where mom passes on, I'm just gonna have to make the decision at that point. But I've always made my mind that I'm gonna go no contact after the estate is settled. It's like spend all this time just hoping that they will come around, that they'll accept me as I am today. But It doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter how much time I give them. And they just see me as an abomination and someone who just is spitting in God's face, you know, to put words in their mouths. But I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do with them. Yeah, I got a couple in the family that are okay, but they're the exception, not the rule. So, oh God. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here. I don't know how long I've been babbling for. Yeah, I've got my glasses over here, but I don't want to put them on right now. I look terrible with them on anyway. They're a relic from a time when I was my old self. I don't like having that look anymore. I do have new glasses coming from my optometrist. And in that, I learned the value of good vision insurance. Went in, got new frames with lenses, and it came to $379. But then the insurance kicked in, and they wound up charging me $73 instead. So, yeah, I'll take a $300+ discount on my glasses. Thanks. The scary part about that was that didn't even include a bifocal, which I guess I'm on the right track for needing that real soon too. It's minor right now, but I failed that portion of the last eye exam I had, where he had this real tiny print that holds up like this far away. It's like, can you read that? No, I can't. I need it to be just 1 point bigger. I can tell you what it says. Anyway, enough babbling. I'm gonna shut this thing off, hit upload, and go to bed. I hope you all have a better week than I've been having. Oh yeah, I got jury duty on Wednesday, possibly. Wednesday and Thursday we got trials. So, we'll see. I'll find out tomorrow night if I have to go in on Wednesday. That's gonna suck. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear. But anyway, I'll talk to you later.